Hi all, welcome to this Team of the Week Moments 6 prediction video. Let's see if we can get this right this week. We were unlucky obviously when it was Team of the Week Moments 4. We didn't do last week just because we weren't really sure where they were going to go with it. And we actually did kind of suspect it wasn't going to be amazing, but we weren't sure regardless. But if we could smash links, it would be awesome. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter, SALEGEND. All links are down below for posts on the channel and social media links as always. Comment down below which Team of the Week you think they will go for. I think they're going to give us a half decent one in line with the Team of the Season squad that we'll get this week as well. But for me, the obviously marquee player is Hazard, 93 rated, left winger. Obviously, when you look at it, we've only got one player that does not make the squad, which is Cavani, which is just to also highlight, this is from FIFA 19's Team of the Week 34. So this is where we're going with it this week. Could be very logical actually when you look and break down the squad, but see what happens. So Hazard obviously wouldn't go 94, 95 because they were performance related. It's non-performance related, the foot birthday card. Yes, he's just recently had that, but I feel regardless that he has a very strong shout. Bruno Fernandes is the next marquee player, 90 rated. Obviously just had a player of the month card, which is 90 rated, so it'll be near enough around the same stats as that. But when he got this card, he was a centre forward, so it's a position change from a cam. So it helps a little bit more if you're going to play him as, say, like a striker, for example, or even in a false nine, depending how you set up your team. 89s, we've got Kimmich and Timo Werner. Obviously, if you've got Werner's headliner card, that goes up quite nicely. Also, same if you have Hazard, one to watch I should say, so that's not too shabby in that department. So 2 89 rated cards, juicing up the options. Then from there it gets quite a bit more different, obviously, because we get into the 88s with Alejandro Gomez. But then you would say to yourself, this is when I feel they may or may not go with maybe this Team of the Week, but I still feel confident enough to still go with it. Like Alejandro Gomez obviously has his road to the final card, and that capped out where it did, so that's why we still went with him, and we've kind of predicted him before, but this is why we're still kind of going with him this week. Is like a lot of the 86s, you've got Brandt, who is in a nominee vote for the Team of the Season community. Cordoba's just had a foot birthday, but that was an objective card, so that would end up being an 86 as well. And then from there you've got Tyson, you've also got Fernando as well, and then obviously Company, he would get, it basically would feel like a second inform, making him a bit more usable, but sadly he'd still be pretty much discard. So quite a heavy 86 impetus this one, and of like Brandt, Cordoba, Fernando, Company, Tyson. It's just a pity Tyson wasn't a cam. I think a lot of people would be delighted if this was a cam card, but saying that at the same time, at this stage of FIFA, would you really be that fussed? I think some people would, some people wouldn't, but obviously the inform when he was given it last year was as a left mid, sadly not a cam, so you can only get what you hope for. But definitely very heavy on the 86s. Now, the lead goalie for this Team of the Week was Benitez, and he is an 85, and what's annoying is he's been due like a few informs this FIFA, and so the 85 that he's getting here could have easily been a lot better now. It's just a pity, but regardless, 85 rated, just take what we get obviously. And then continuing the theme from Leg 1, we have Kenny Lala. If you never did his player moments earlier in the year, which was a pretty juicy card for what I've seen stats wise, then you've got an 84 version coming in this time round. Obviously he was bagging quite a lot of special cards last FIFA, so I remember packing his headliners and using that for a fair bit, so I know what this like Lala's like, so can't go wrong in that department. Then from here you've got an 83 in the form of Santi Mina, and also you've got Dimitrovic as well, kind of propping up. Dimitrovic would be your second goalie. Just a pity because when he got this in form, he was like a second in form, so he was a bit more usable. But even still, at this stage of FIFA, you're not really going to be fussed about an 83 rated goalkeeper, sadly, unless you're looking for an alternative to Oblak or Ter Stegen, and suddenly they're a little bit higher rated than not just 83 but like say 87, 88, like Courtois. Like Courtois obviously got an 88 and a 90 rated player of the month card, so you've kind of got to factor that in. And you've got Mendes from Montpellier, not really going to be appealing to too many people, sadly, but it is what we get. Then Townsend, he also made this team of the week. Funnily enough, that informing, like the inform that Townsend got last FIFA was an 84, and I'm also sure he had like a team of the season moments as well. Made him a little bit, he had a team of the season moments. I've just found that, and that was at least a bit of a novelty card to use. So Townsend getting kind of a bit of a boost into the team of the week. So that gives you your 82s. Then from here you've got Braithwaite, who would get in, which would be quite hilarious. Obviously he's at Barcelona now, so a version of him as a Barcelona version would make any current like SBCs, for example, a bit more pricey, because you're needing if you've got a low rated version of him kicking about, you're suddenly just toiling. So you get an 81 rated Barca player in your picks, you'd be like, oh great, but it's not the Barca player that you want. It's not a Messi, it's not a Ter Stegen or anyone that gets you excited, as it were, but you just take what we get. Then you've got Philippe as well. Then Frederick should be at least a bit of a fun card if given like the right boost, obviously, on his stats. I'm sure we would complain about that regardless. Then from kind of like here, subs, reserves, just kind of nothing overly exciting of like Badgie, Hoffman, Leuni. It's not, obviously they're just kind of like Philippe, they're kind of just all there to kind of like fill up the bench, as it were. But I would say when you kind of break it all down, the players that people will kind of want obviously is like your Hazards, your Fernandes, Werner, Kimmich type. Obviously Kimmich is only if you never did his CDM player moments card. It was like the 90 rated, that was kind of quite well rounded. Alejandro Gomez is another if you've, but there's like, if you never did his SBC, for example. But there's like, the biggest problem is with this, there's like a couple of other team of the weeks I was looking at, but the problem was there's a few of the players that were in it where like the team of the weeks I was roughly looking at this stage, players were they've already been given a moments card. So the problem I was facing was, could they really do a team of the week that's had a couple of players already that's had a moments card? That's kind of like the conundrum I was facing. The reason why I was saying that, one of the team of the weeks I was looking at had McNulty and a couple other players. I'm trying to remember who else was in. It was a couple other like half decent players, and I was like, could they really be given a second moments card already? It almost kind of like feel like taking the mick. But I could kind of see the point when I think a couple of them were all like team of the week moments 1 or 2. So I was like, it could happen, it could not. But I feel, looking at this team of the week, this one seems to make the most sense about it. I could be completely wrong, obviously. They could easily go a previous team of the week that I've just completely ignored. I doubt they're going to touch any past team of the seasons. I'd imagine they'll still keep at least a team of the week moment squad kicking about, just to give us extra players to pack. This could be like the last one as well, with team of the season, or they may just keep this flowing as well alongside, because obviously they might be like, might as well give people as many players to pack as possible, and they may kind of dodge around team of the seasons. So they might say, oh, this is a EPL heavy one. This could be a way of, say, juicing up a certain card, for example. They might get a moments but suddenly get given like an objective or an SBC, like say 2 or 3 weeks down the line. Could be something like that, make arise from it. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen it happen, I think, in FIFA. But we'll see what happens, obviously, folks. So let me know, as I said, in the comments down below, which Team of the Week squad you think they may go for. If they still obviously go with Team of the Week moment squad with Team of the Season inbound. Any of these cards actually appeal to you in general. But smash like as always, folks. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, SALEGEND, and I'll catch you all later.